Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna discuss about mineral nutrition. It is a very important topic related to the exam point of view as well as the entrance exams. So let's get started. First is mineral nutrition. So minerals provide the nutrition for the plant to grow. So plants, they are the autotrophs, means they derive nutrition from the air, water and soil. Air, water and soil provide the nutrition to plant for its growth. Plants required essential elements for its growth, means without the presence of these essential elements no plant can grow or the life cycle of the plant can't be completed. There is a criteria of essentiality, means as we all know, in plants there are number of elements present and not all elements are essential for the plant to grow. Some are essential, some are not. So there is a three step criteria which should be known to everyone for find out that which is essential element and which is not. And for example, gold, selenium, strontium hai, these are not the essential ones, and this criteria is given by the Arnold Stout. And according to this, the first step is a plant should be unable of completing its life cycle if essential element is not present, means if that essential element is not present, then plant life cycle can't be completed. Second, essential element, it must involve directly in the plant processes, biological, physiological, metabolic. Third is function of these elements can't be replaced by the any other element, means if in place of that essential element any other element is present, then no one can form identical function, so also plant life cycle can't be completed. So the essential elements presence is very much important for the plant to grow. So there are 7 essential elements for angiospermic plants. Now there are some methods by which we can demonstrate the essential elements: hydroponic and aeroponics. If in the soil the plant is growth, so we can so how we can find out that these are the essential nutrients and these are not? So to demonstrate in the lab condition, we do the experiments by which we can get to know which is essential element and which is not. So in the hydroponics method and there are the aeroponics method. In the hydroponic method, in the lab condition, plant roots are immersed in the soil solution culture. This solution culture containing all the nutrients which is required for the plant to grow. Actually there are number of cultures we made, and in some there are some amount, there are some quantity, and there is a distribution of elements, and by those we can get to know ki in which culture which containing the number of elements, in which culture the plant growth occurs, and how plant growth it's completing its life cycle or not. Biological physiological process में measure that complete life cycle जो है वो किस method से occur हो रही है. So on that basis we will get to know that those are the essential elements. In aeroponics, like that it is also occur in the lab condition, but here the roots are placed in the or present in the air, and time to time we sprayed nutrient solution over it. So by that basis we can get to know that which is the essential element or which is not. So there are two type of elements present. The number one is the non-minerals are the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen which we get from the water and carbon dioxide. And the second is the mineral elements are the one, for example, are the two types: macronutrients and the micronutrients which we required in the large quantities, and micro which required in the small quantities. And macronutrients are the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, these are the primary ones, and the sulfur, calcium and magnesium, these are the secondary ones. Now micro elements which we required in the small quantities, and those are boron, copper, iron, chloride, manganese, nickel, sodium, molybdenum and zinc. So these are the micro elements. There is a critical concentration is the concentration, means below that concentration, means if the essential element concentration below the critical concentration or is less than the critical concentration, then the tissue growth of is retarded. Plant can't grow because that a particular concentration is required for the plant to grow. If that particular concentration is not is not fulfilled, then the plant can't grow. Okay, so it will lead to the deficiency symptoms, for example chlorosis, necrosis, stunted plant growth, premature fall of leaves as well as buds, and inhibition of cell division. If cell division नहीं होगी, then plant life cycle can't take place, completed नहीं होगी. Here I discuss about the nutrients, its role, and which deficiency symptoms occur if that nutrient is not present. In the phosphorus, its role in the reaction which involve the ATP, also in the sugar, phosphate, nucleotide, phytic acid, nucleic acid, etc. and other, it having important role. And deficiency symptoms lead to the leaves color from purple to red. The leaves which are bigger, or the original size of the leaves become smaller. Root growth get limited, stunted plant growth occur, dark leaves containing the spots, these are the dead tissue spots, and which is called the necrotic spots. This is called necrosis. So if nitrogen is not present, then it will lead to chlorosis, smaller leaves, and stunted plants. And the role in the nucleotide, nucleic acid, amino acid, and coenzyme. Potassium, its role in the osmotic potential, turgor, pressure maintain करता है, and as a cofactor also, and having various other roles. So it will lead to the chlorosis, poorly developed roots. There is a magnesium, important in chlorophyll molecule, and deficiency symptom is chlorosis. Calcium, the role in as a cofactor, metabolic regulation, also present in the important in the cell membrane, plasma membrane. So if it is not present in the or if it is not present up to the critical concentration, then it will lead to the leaf distortion, tip burn in the luteus or the cauliflower leaves as well, and blossom and rot in tomato as well as brinjal fruit. Then sulfur having an important role in the lipoic acid, coenzyme, thiamine, pyrophosphate, and biotin, and etc. having various other roles. So deficiency symptoms lead to the chlorosis, woody as well as elongated stem. Now there is a Liebig's law of the minimum. It is very important, and Justus von Liebig. So according to this law, growth depends not only by the resources available but also on its quantity or amount. Means growth not only depend upon that these are the essential elements and we required it, but also depend upon how much concentration of that essential element is required. If that essential element concentration is not fulfilled, then growth can't take place, as we know. Then it will lead to the deficiency symptoms. So for example, increase the amount. So for example means we can understand by this easily. For example, increasing the amount of the nutrients which is present more than it is required does not increase the plant growth. Matlab, if nutrients that are already present up to the critical concentration, and if we will increase the concentration of those elements, then plant growth means plant growth happens up to the we required the critical concentration. अगर हम बहुत ज़्यादा भी इंक्रीज कर देंगे तो बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रोथ नहीं हो जाएगी. इट विल अकर्स अप टू द लिमिट. But if increasing the concentration of the nutrient which are in the scarce, matlab if we increase the amount of the nutrients which are very less present in the critical concentration, then plant growth take place. And it is very important कि critical concentration, up to the critical concentration the essential element should present. So this is all about the mineral nutrition. And in the next video we will discuss about the nitrogen cycle, nitrogen and ammonium assimilation. So thank you. If you like my video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, comment it and share. Thank you.